Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Tuesday, April 7, 2009, and today we're reading Joshua chapter 3. And we see here in this chapter, as you read the entire chapter through, first of all, I want to encourage you, first of all, to read the entire chapter through for yourself, see what you get from your email, that's what we'll put on the blog. But as you read through this chapter, you see now, yesterday they sent out spies, but today they are actually preparing to cross over into Jordan, cross over the River Jordan, and we see that the Lord actually does almost like what he did with Moses in the Red Sea, where he holds up the water for them to pass through. But what I want to bring up for Lessons for Life is actually what I read at the very beginning, even of this chapter, the first portion of the first verse, and it says that Joshua rose up early in the morning. And that's what I want to bring up for Lessons for Life. But now, as they're preparing to go into this new ground, to enter into their promised land, to go to battle, but he rose up early to get started on what he needed to do. And that is an important thing that I know I've spoken to you boys about it before, and the saying, the early bird gets the worm. But it is so true that you have to get up early to get a head start on day, because as you start getting up later, or getting more relaxed with things, then you are like a step behind everyone else. So you're putting yourself at a disadvantage from even accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. So and a perfect example of that is as you see myself. For those of you who watch by the emails, you probably noticed that I've been doing them a little bit earlier. Before I used to, because I do some work at the house, but I was doing them later on in the day, like 11, 12 o'clock or whatever. But really I've been making an effort to do them earlier so that I can actually go into the office from earlier, because as I've also mentioned before too, I'm doing some different things even in the business. So I have to get myself together earlier and even take care of the stuff I want to take care of at the house earlier, and then I can go into the office earlier and get that much more accomplished throughout the day. And personally, I feel like when I get there later, or even if I'm doing work at the house, but when I get into the office later, personally I feel like I'm a step behind for the rest of the day. So that's a perfect example, because like I said, for the last couple of weeks now I've been doing this, because there's some things I'm doing in the business. So even as we learn from Joshua, as Joshua is now preparing to go into that place that the Lord promised to them, that he got up early to get started on what they needed to do. He didn't procrastinate, he didn't wait around, but he got up early that morning. And it's funny, because I read this early this morning. That's what stuck out to me. I actually read it. I woke up at around 1:30 or so, 2 o'clock this morning, and I read it from this morning, and that's the first thing that stuck out to me. So that's all I want to share with Lessons for Life. That saying, the early bird gets the worm, is so true. But we need to really be conscious of that and give ourselves, don't put ourselves at a disadvantage, but give ourselves an advantage by starting our day earlier. That way we can accomplish more throughout the day. With that, create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we will talk again tomorrow.